Ah, there you go, friends. Doc South here, and yeah, um, just from with all this COVID 19 stuff going on, the whole rigmarole, I realized, where have I seen this before? At least some of it before, and I realized I thought my mind carried back to the days of my youth when I was I must have been about 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old, about nine probably. I was in fourth grade. Mrs. Dembeck's fourth grade class at ooh, it was in Fords, New Jersey. Yeah, Fords, New Jersey. We didn't live in Fords, but there was so many baby boomers that school systems that had a room would they'd take kids from other towns. We actually had to take a school bus from Island to Fords to attend fourth grade. Half day. Yeah, yeah. There was for the longest time. I was in half day sessions. There was just too many of us. Well, the mothers and fathers got together after World War II, and well, they got busy raising families. You can imagine. And so I'm a baby boomer, and again, the classrooms were pretty full, and there was a disease going around then called polio. Now, I don't know if people even get polio anymore. I don't know. There, but it was rough. If you got it, generally it hit kids, I think, for the most part. It maybe hit grown-ups too. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember a lot of kids would catch it, and they'd be pretty darn sick. They eventually had trouble breathing. They would spend a fair amount of their life in iron lungs. These were looked like tin cans that obviously I imagine had a vacuum in them, and that would expand your chest out and get you to breathe, and then maybe pressure, and your lungs would close, and you'd not well, your lungs would shrink a bit with the pressure, and you'd exhale. I think that's how they worked. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was a vacuum pressure container that you spend the better part of your life in. It was not a good disease to catch, and kids were catching it. Well, okay. That said, we were always worried about it as kids. And anytime you got sick, is this polio? No, you got measles. Oh, okay, not polio. No, no. Well, in any case, one day, mom gave me this note to give to the teacher. Gave it to the teacher, Mrs. Dembeck, fourth grade class. And it's funny, but all the kids were handing in these notes. And Mrs. Dembeck said, "Oh, okay, okay, good, good. Kids will have an announcement tomorrow for you." And we figured we were all expelled or something. Notes. Maybe these were letters from our parents begging them to keep us in school. Oh, we were rotten kids, yeah. And and don't expel us. Don't send us to reform school. I think Mrs. Dembeck was always actually she was a tough teacher, but she said, "You kids want to wind up in reform school? Hey, you keep it up, keep it up." She was actually a very nice lady, and a very hard bitten teacher. Yes, and I kind of liked her. She was a nice lady. And but anyway, the next day came, and Mrs. Dembeck says, "Well, kids, this is the day where you're all going to get vaccinated against polio. As you know, Dr. Jonas Salk developed a vaccine that, when injected into your arms and given a little time to work, will keep you from getting polio, like some of your friends have gotten and now are quite ill. So this is quite the achievement. It is a needle in your arm that made a lot of us go, whew. At least it's in the arm. We don't have to drop trowel, and the and you're going to be you'll be inoculated against polio. It'll be almost impossible for you to catch it. And that's today, right after lunch. And so we were kind of nervous about it. Some of the kids were saying, "I don't want to get a shot." Oh, yeah. And I don't know. I'd gotten a lot of shots for other things when I was growing up, so I was way ahead of my quota for shots in the hiney or shots in the arm. It wasn't really that big a deal to me, but they. But anyway, so we ate lunch. We were, around the lunch table. Oh boy, a shot, huh? God, that's boy. I hear they use hook needles, and all this stuff. All the rumors start. The rumor mill begins, and though I've never seen or even heard of a hook needle. That's evidently a needle. It looks like a hook, like the stevedores used to move crates. They give it to you in the arm like that. No. I don't think there's anything like that. But anyway, after lunch, Mrs. Denbeck says, "Okay, kids, it's time to go get our polio vaccine. Want you to line up, girls in one line, boys in the other, and right there at the door, if you would, please, children." And we line up, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, and I'm in line there, and I got the girl next to me is kind of a cute girl, Peggy, little Peggy, and she's yeah, I always thought she was kind of pretty, an Irish girl, if I recall right, nice red hair, she's a pretty girl, and we had to hold hands. Yeah, we all had to hold hands, which made a lot of the guys kind of cringe. Well, I got to hold hands with a girl, yeah. but later in life that would have been great, when we were teenagers. But right now, yeah, we had to hold hands, and I don't know. I'm looking over at Peggy, and she looks kind of funny. Yeah, she looks kind of, I don't know, kind of pale, and maybe a little green. I don't know. She just didn't look right. And remember, it was right after lunch, and she's looking kind of like she's not smiling like she usually would. And she's looking greener and greener, and all of a sudden she barfed on me. Yeah, she couldn't help it. She was mortified, absolutely embarrassed and mortified, crying. I'm telling her, "It's Peggy, it's okay, it's all right. Don't my brother does this all the time. My kid brother." And she, but she was inconsolable. And I don't blame her. It had to be awful embarrassing. And I was doing my best. Mrs. Denbeck sees what happened, and she says, "Peggy, come on, let's get you to the nurse. And are you all right, Mike?" I said, "Michael?" I said, "Yes, yeah, I'm okay. No big deal." You don't feel like you got a barf, do you?" Or actually, she said, "Upchuck." And I said, "No, I'm fine." She says, "Well, look, you better get cleaned up. Go down to the janitor, and he has a spot where you can hose down. Okay, that'd probably be the best way to do it. And then wash your hands and go to the report after that to the nurse's office. Okay, that's where we'll all be, getting our shots." And that's when some of the other girls start crying. Some of the guys are shaking now, and I go down to find the custodian, the janitor, and he said, "Oh God, look at you! Come on with me." And he's "We clean you up right good." And he's hosing me down, and he's got some rags, and he's wiping me down. "You're okay now. You better go. You go for a shot?" "Yeah," I said, "Yeah, shot. We're getting a polio shot." "Yeah. Hey, it don't hurt. You'll be okay. Go on over there now." And and it took a while to find the custodian. It took a while to get cleaned up. It dried off a bit. And long story short, when I got to the nurse's office, all the kids were gone. Yeah, my classmates were gone. I knock on the nurse's door. Says, "What do you want, son?" I said, "Well, I'm the fella I got barfed on." "Oh," she says, "Yeah, little Peggy. Yeah, she's okay. Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah." "Well," she says, "Look, we got one needle left, and that one's for you. Come on in here." And I said, "Okay." And she says, "Now, are you afraid of shots?" I said, "Well, no, they're okay. I mean, they make you better, right?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "I've gotten a lot of shots." She says, "Okay, well," she says, let's roll up your sleeve and we'll give you the shot." I could feel the alcohol and then the needle and a little bit of the when they're squirting the fluid into your the vaccine into your arm. Hurts a little, but nothing to write home about. Says, "Are you okay?" She says, "Here." She puts a little alcohol on it. She says, "Well, you didn't even flinch." I said, "No, I get lots of shots." And she's, "Okay, well, good for you." And she puts a Band-Aid on it and says, "There you go, back to your classroom." I said, "Wow, okay, that's not so bad." And again, it's that was it. And for all the turmoil, not one of us caught. I don't think any of us caught polio, and that was pretty darn good. Because again, polio was I'm not sure if it was a death sentence, but you were ill a long time with polio. It was not a good thing to get, and the shot was, honestly, it was nothing. Now later in life, I actually learned how to give shots, and if I was in the ER, if we had brought a patient in, and the doctors were busy, the doctor might say, "Here, get that person's IV started in their elbow, right elbow, KVO, keep vein open, and we'll let me know when you got it done because we got to get some medication into that person. Hurry up if you would." And like that, or here, this syringe here, patient number 3, please, right in the arm, please. And we do stuff like that, helping out if it was really swamped. And it was actually, I from what I understand, people told me I gave pretty good needles, and the IVs weren't too painful either. Yeah. So, and it my opinion would be, well, number one, we were doing a lot of the rescue work towards the end of my time there at the squad. Uh, that's when I believe AIDS came out, and no one knew necessarily what was cooking with AIDS, and it was pretty much a death sentence to get it. You were very, very ill, and I don't know if people. I guess some people may have made it through the course of the disease, but a lot didn't. And we were working with people, from all walks of life, and in some cases, yeah, we had people could have been really loaded down with the AIDS virus, and sicker in dogs, and or fighting with us over one thing or another. Next thing you know, you get scratched by someone. It was pretty scary. Um, and when I know when they finally came out with cures, and then treatments, treatments if nothing else, with everyone kind of breathed a sigh of relief. And with this thing with COVID, honestly, if they've got a way to prevent you from getting it, my own opinion is take them up on it. It just, to me, it seems like I was very tickled to be one of the first in line, and from working in a supermarket, and at that time, when I got my vaccination, the I was cleaning the place. So, I was kind of where things could get kind of rough, and knock wood, I've been healthy. Knock wood, I've been healthy. So far, so good. And I don't know. I know, I guess it's a controversial subject, and people are, as far as I'm concerned, people are welcome to think what they want to think either way. But for me, I don't know if they got something that can make you a little more immune to the potentially deadly threat. Um, uh, Line me up. You got 2 shots? Give me 2. I'll take them. It's not the end of the world as far as I'm concerned. I think it's thank heaven they thought of some of this, and bad enough that we lost 600,000 people to the disease. God. Now, I don't know how many of them were vaccinated or not vaccinated, but doggone, that's that's some serious that's some serious uh, casualties. I know, and then I'll get off my soapbox, but the I remember, and I've said this before, a paramedic coming into the store one Sunday morning, and he had just looked like he had been through the mill. He was just wiped out, and I think he was from one of the cities here in town, in the state of Jersey, Newark, I believe, and he said, "Man, what a night." Now he may have had a whole lot of shootings or something to take care of, but he let on that it was a lot of it was COVID related, and he was really shook at what he saw, the illness that the people were going through. That was when it all started, so there wasn't much help going around. So he was scared. He was scared, and he was really he had had one very rough night. You could just tell. I've been there, done that, and it was going to be a while before he could fall asleep. And anyway, enough said. I just thought I'd mention. Okay, I'll see you later. Thank you, friends. God bless. Bye now.